"Captain Grant," she said, her voice smooth like liquid crystal, carrying an undercurrent of authority that made the hairs on my arms stand on end. "As you adjust my armor, be careful. It is very sensitive." I swallowed hard. "Of course, Your Majesty," I replied, my voice slightly shaky. She inclined her head slightly, a gesture that conveyed both acknowledgement and a silent warning. I had worked with alien armor before, but nothing like this. Lasara's ceremonial chest piece was a living piece of technology, infused with adaptive nanoalloys that responded to pressure, heat, and touch. One wrong move could trigger alarms, pain receptors, or, in the worst case, a defensive mechanism that could seriously injure me. Her warning wasn't just etiquette, it was literal. I approached the armor cautiously, hands hovering above its surface. Lasara shifted slightly to give me access, her luminescent eyes tracking every movement I made. I felt like I was holding the entire fate of our interspecies alliance in my hands. "Gentle," she repeated softly, almost a whisper. "It will tell you everything you need to know if you pay attention." I nodded. My pulse raced. This was no longer just a technical task, it was a test of trust. Trust and understanding. As I began the adjustments, the armor responded subtly to my touch. Tiny energy pulses ran along its surface, almost like a heartbeat. Lasara's eyes never left mine. "You must understand," she said quietly. "The armor is more than protection. It reflects my state of being. Pressure, tension, hesitation, all of it echoes back to me. Be careless, and you risk more than the armor." I realized then that her warning was not just about the metal, it was about her. Lasara's body and mind were symbiotic with the armor. She could feel every pressure point, every vibration, every hesitation. I took a deep breath and focused, letting my hands move with deliberate care. Slowly, methodically, I adjusted the chest plate's connectors and calibrated the nanite nodes along her torso. Each click and slide was a negotiation, a silent conversation between human and alien technology. "You are attuned," she said softly, almost as if she were thinking aloud. "Most humans rush or they fear. You listen." I paused, uncertain if I should reply. My mind raced with possibilities. Was this a compliment or a subtle warning? "I'm just trying," I said finally, "to follow your instructions." Her lips curved into a slight smile. "That is enough for now. Keep listening." Hours passed as we worked together. It was exhausting, mentally and physically, but an unspoken bond began to form. Each movement I made, every subtle adjustment, was mirrored by a slight relaxation in her posture. She was teaching me, in her own quiet way, how to respect her, not just her armor, but her being. The unexpected test. It was late in the evening when the Real challenge appeared. The ceremonial sensors within the armor detected a subtle malfunction in the spine connector. If uncorrected, it could misalign the energy shields in combat simulations. I examined the connector, realizing that fixing it would require me to apply gentle but precise pressure in a sensitive area, right across her chest, over a node that was especially reactive. Lasara's eyes narrowed slightly. "Captain, to remember what I said." "I will," I assured her, though my stomach twisted nervously. As my fingers brushed against the delicate node, I felt a faint pulse. Not from the armor, but from her. She flinched almost imperceptibly, a subtle shift that warned me she was feeling more than just physical sensation. I froze for a heartbeat, then carefully adjusted my pressure, paying attention to the feedback flowing through the nanites. It was almost as if the armor was speaking directly to me, gentle, not too fast balanced. "Good," Lasara murmured. "You are careful where it matters most." Her words sent a shiver down my spine. This was not a simple compliment. It was acknowledgement of trust, respect, and understanding. Growing connection. In the days that followed, our interactions became more frequent. It was no longer just armor maintenance. Lysara allowed me to assist with personal calibration, teaching me subtle rituals and movements of her people. Each task was intimate in its own way, requiring focus, attentiveness, and empathy. She spoke often about her life as queen, the isolation, the pressure, and the constant vigilance required to maintain peace across the Xylan dominion. I listened, asking questions carefully, learning not just about the technology, but the person within it. One evening, as we completed a particularly complex sequence, she looked at me directly. "You are different from other humans I have met," she said softly. "They see me as untouchable, distant. You listen, you adjust, you respect. You see me." The words left me speechless. In her culture, such personal acknowledgement was rare, even for allies and diplomats. I just do my best," I murmured. "You do more than your best," she replied. Her gaze held mine, intense, unyielding, yet not threatening. Something unspoken passed between us, a recognition of shared understanding, a fragile trust that could either bloom or shatter with the slightest misstep. The crisis. Our bond was tested sooner than I expected. During a demonstration of the armor's defensive systems, a malfunction triggered a localized energy surge. Lysara's reflexes were fast, but I was right there, steadying the armor, absorbing the brunt of the shock. The room lit with sparks, alarms blared, and the ceremonial guards rushed in, but by then it was over. Lysara's chest piece had stabilized. The crisis was minor, but it revealed a truth neither of us could ignore. Our lives were intertwined, even in something as simple as armor adjustment. She looked at me afterward, her eyes glowing faintly under the chamber lights. "You risked yourself for me," she said softly. "I was doing my job," I said, though my heart was still racing. Her smile was brief, but genuine. "It is more than a job. It is understanding, and I value it." Ending a bond beyond duty. Weeks passed, and our connection deepened. By now, I understood the rhythm of her armor, the subtle cues of her body, the delicate balance of power and trust. What began as a professional duty had grown into something far more profound. One evening, after another long session of adjustments and calibrations, Lysara turned to me in the quiet of the chamber. "Captain Grant," she said softly, almost hesitantly, "you have listened well and acted with care where it mattered most. You understand more than any human should." I felt my pulse quicken. "Your Majesty, You have earned my trust," she interrupted gently. "Not as a servant, not as a subordinate, but as someone who matters to me. Never forget that." Her words, soft and earnest, carried the weight of centuries of tradition and authority. I nodded, overwhelmed by the gravity of what she had said. From that moment on, our relationship changed. She allowed me to assist her more intimately, to share moments that bridged the gulf between human and Xylan, alien and familiar. Each interaction reinforced the bond of respect, trust, and understanding we had forged together. It was in that quiet chamber, under the hum of alien technology and the glow of ceremonial lights, that I realized the whisper of a warning, "Be gentle, it's very sensitive," was not just about armor. It was about her and the trust she had placed in me. And I would never betray it.